Instinct guides the animal better than the man. In the animal it is pure. In man it is led astray by his reason and intelligence. Lurue is the goddess of intelligent and talking beasts. She is also known as the Unicorn Queen, as the Queen of Talking Beasts, as the Divine Beast, and as the Mistress of Moonlight. She is a strange, elusive creature, part god, part beast, part fae, and wholly a being of pure magic. She is the intractable guardian of lives lived in happiness for their own sake. Lurue appears as a 10 to 15 foot tall, breathtakingly beautiful unicorn, surrounded by a glowing silver light that inspires awe in even the most hardened cynic. Her pale hooves shimmer, her mane sheds stardust, and her silver horn shines like the moon. Sometimes she sports translucent silver wings, or she may manifest in ghostly silver form, leading a group of 12 unicorn stallions at full sprint. These companions are known as the Silver Herd, and they trample underfoot those who threaten her followers. To a fortunate few, Lurue may appear as a silver glow surrounding the moon, or a cluster of fireflies may indicate her unseen presence. She may also take the form of a fairy dragon, a pseudo-dragon, a giant lynx, a winged cat, a pegasi, a talking owl, or as a cluster of flowers, or a huge horned celestial known as a Kirin. Or she may simply manifest as an abstract, invisible incarnation of hope, of temperance, or of wisdom. Lurue's mother is Selune, the moon goddess, and her father is believed to be a unicorn who either was a god himself or was the child of a god. In the early days of creation, after Mieliki the Forest Queen oversaw the creation of the woodland realms, she sought to find an earthly representative to watch over the material plane. Soon thereafter, upon the banks of the river Rovin, she beheld a newly foaled unicorn descending upon a moonbeam to drink from the river. Befriending the young Lurue, Mieliki taught her the joys of chasing the moon through the forest at full gallop, and the Unicorn Queen became the mistress of the forest's chosen mount and close ally, to work tirelessly towards coexistence between all woodland beings, human and otherwise. As the ages of history passed by, in the year 374, in the lands that would one day come to be known as Silvery Moon, a holy site dedicated to Lurue, known as the Pool of Eternal Spring, came to be corrupted by Malar, the Beast Lord, who sent his followers to cast their bodies of slain animals into the waters. He then used the magic of the pool to summon forth Lurue as a black unicorn with necrotic energy dancing around her curved horn. Her corrupted avatar rampaged rampaged across the wilds, even against those who created it. Until a bolt of white lightning descended from the moon to purify the beleaguered unicorn queen. Restored, Lurue dipped her silver horn into the corrupted waters, purifying them with a silver glow. And then, as she galloped off through the woods, the waters of the pool overflowed and trickled in glowing streams after her. The sacred pool came to be known as the Pool of Eternal Silver, and the city of Silvery Moon was named after its radiance, whilst the surrounding region was dubbed Lurue in her honor. Centuries later, whilst disguised as a ranger and her steed, Mieliki and Lurue fell in love with the newly created humanoid settlement of Silvery Moon, and they blessed the Moon Silver Inn as a place of protection for those with goodness in their hearts. The building later collapsed, but its materials were built into the rising walls of the growing city, extending the blessing to all of those who lived within. Then later, in the year 627, the wizard Eckermane Truesilver, being the first High Mage of Silvery Moon, was drawn to the shining city by visions of 5 goddesses, one of which was Lurue. He would later write a magical tome of knowledge known as the Law of Lurue, in which he outlined the role of the Unicorn Queen in the founding of Silvery Moon, and thus he spread her worship throughout the region. Lurue epitomizes perfect goodness, even by divine standards. She is whimsical and enthusiastic, she is mischievous, and she serves as an endless font of joy. Her wanderlust fills her with knowledge of the most remote locations, and the lightness of her heart inspires a love of riddles, of witty banter, of flowers and of sweets, particularly mint and honey wine. Those who save a unicorn in danger, or who are permitted to ride upon one, they earn her notice. And despite her flighty nature, she is determined never to abandon a good soul in need, even entering the fray herself when the odds seem impossible. She adopts outcasts, and she seeks out the souls of those who have died alone in the wilds with no other god to claim them, so that they may know peace. And finally, she regards the fiendish creation of black unicorns by the Red Wizards of Thay as one of history's greatest tragedies, and she works tirelessly to save their corrupted souls. In addition to remaining very close with her mother, Lurue serves her lifelong friend Mieliki, beside her companions Gwyrin Windstrom, the god of trackers, and Shialia, the woodland goddess of fertility. And by extension, all of them together serve Sylvanus, the god of wild nature, in one big found family. She also counts among her friends Chauntea, the goddess of agriculture, Lathander, the god of renewal, Sahanine Moonbow, the elvish moon goddess, and Aedri Faenya, the elvish sky goddess. whilst Nobanian, the leonine king of feline nobility, counts Lurue as his most trusted friend and confidant. Her only enemy is Malar, the bloody beast god. While for his part, he regards the unicorn queen as a prized quarry worthy of a long hunt. Lurue is a goddess of the material plane, and she wanders the world freely. But she has also been spotted roaming through Karasuthra, the starlight realm of the Beastlands, the Wild Plain, which is also known as the Happy Hunting Grounds. She has also been glimpsed in the House of Nature within the Plain of Elysium, and yet she has no home to speak of on either plane, returning always to the forests of northern Faerun. Lurue is quick and agile, travelling at breathtaking speeds when she deploys her silvery wings. She is immune to enchantment magic and to poisons, while she cannot be restrained, and she may only be harmed by powerful magical weapons. She may cast any non-necromantic spell, and she may teleport at will, as well as being able to repel and to banish evil outsiders. Her silver horn, known as the Argent Alicorn, may strike foes as a +5 lance, or it may bless mortal allies by touching them, bestowing a silver tattoo of her symbol upon their brow, as well as bathing them in fairy fire for 40 minutes, and simultaneously casting Heal, Regenerate, and Neutralize Poison, plus permanently boosting their intelligence and granting them the power to understand and to be understood in all human and demi-human languages. An ability which has been known at times to be passed down intergenerationally. Likewise, the Alicorn may purify any water it touches, and it is said that should she lose the horn, spring shall disappear from Faerun and be swallowed up by winter. Her tears possess the ability to destroy any magic item that has been created by slaying a unicorn, and those whom she allows to ride upon her back will receive a permanent boost to their charisma. And finally, one who sleeps in a glade frequented by Lurue and at least one of her companions will be cured of all diseases, all poisons, and will heal all injuries. Lurue is a demigod, and her chaotic good alignment reflects her pursuit of goodness above all other ideals. Her clerics tend to adopt the twilight, the nature, or the life domain, and they turn and destroy undead. Her favoured weapon is a unicorn's horn, which her divine casters imitate by using spears. Her holy time is midnight, when her casters pray for spells within a sylvan glen or moonlit glade if one is available. Her followers are known as Luruans, and they may be any creature that is devoted to goodness, particularly swashbuckling and romantic adventurers, respectful hunters. Many elves and half-elves, and even some drow followers of Alistre have been known to join the Luruan community. All of these are come-latelys to her faith, however, as the vast bulk of Luruans through history have been talking owls, pegasi, awakened beasts and other intelligent animals, whilst unicorns who follow Lurue are even granted the ability to cast one clerical spell. Luruan faith involves a simple, personal relationship with their god, as well as a desire to live life to the fullest. A yearning quest that Luruans describe as chasing the unicorn or searching for the unicorn. To glimpse a living unicorn is seen as a sign of good luck, whilst hunting, harming or killing one, or even owning a slain unicorn's horn is considered a heinous crime, with the killer being put to death. Finally, other than moonlit prayer in forest glades, joyous, frolicking, artful expression, and raising hullabaloo are all recognised forms of prayer to the mistress of moonlight. The Luruan faith has 2 holy days. The first is Midsummer's Eve on the 30th of Flame Rule. It is an all-night feast, marked by revelry, wild antics, hullabaloo, and breakneck rides through the countryside, as well as grand theatrical productions, mock duels, sing-alongs, and romantic confessions. It is also known as the night when many unicorns will take a mate for life. The second festival is a more subdued affair, being the Feast of the Moon, as autumn begins to turn into winter. It is a time to remember the fallen, who are referred to as now dancing with the unicorns. And it is also a time to unveil great works of art and to celebrate the anniversary of the founding of Silvery Moon. Luruan clergy are known as Lady Knights of the Silver Moon, and they are exclusively recruited from female-gendered individuals. They come from many races, but are most frequently humans, elves, half-elves, pegasi, and unicorns. They may be clerics, paladins, or druids, and their favoured multi-class is the ranger. All are skilled riders, and they emulate their goddess by travelling the world, spreading happiness, protecting the forests, and defending the downtrodden. Their clerical vestments are plain white robes with Lurue's holy symbol embroidered in silver thread. The Unicorn Queen's magic turns their eyes a rich purple colour, and many of her lady knights also dye their hair silver or white to complement it. When adventuring, they favour lighter armour, usually no heavier than chainmail or elven chain if they can find it. If they have martial training, they will wield a lance and a long sword, and non-druids polish their metal shields to mirror finish. Although there is no formal hierarchy among the Lady Knights of the Silver Moon, junior priestesses are named Sisters of the Moonlit Sky, and senior clergy are named Sisters of the Silver Moon, while the prestigious title of Ladycorn is given to those few who are lucky enough to have ridden a unicorn. Lurue's elite specialty priestesses are named Silver Maids, and they wander the world helping those with grand ambitions to achieve their dreams. They are trained in riding both pegasi and unicorns, and they possess the ability to speak with animals. They are immune to poison, to death spells and to charm effects, and also to hold person spells. They are served by a familiar, and they gain a few spell-like abilities tailored to their individual purpose. Some also have the ability to permanently boost an animal's intelligence, and all may summon a lifelong unicorn companion. But should the unicorn be slain, Lurue will rarely grant them the chance to call another. In addition to being one of the deities who supports and who grants magic to the Harpers, being a semi-secret order who defends freedom and civilization, Luruans boast a noble adventuring company known as the Knights of the Unicorn, as well as an affiliate collection of adventuring groups known as the Order of the Unicorn, who are all joined together by their vows to seek out adventure and to right any wrongs they encounter. Luruan worship is most commonly found within the city of Silvery Moon and the surrounding environs of Lurue. But the Unicorn Queen is also favoured within the deep woods of High Forest, and her clergy freely wander across northern Faerun. Whilst Lurue has no formal temples, a few taverns and inns are considered holy sites to her. In Baldur's Gate, the helm and cloak forms the informal headquarters of the Knights of the Unicorn, and likewise Fontier's unicorn in Altural is named after the former owner, Fontier Wonderspell, and for the occasional appearance of a ghostly unicorn, rumoured to be Laru herself. Today, the inn is owned, managed and frequented by Luruans, who hope to catch a glimpse of the famous apparition. There are also a number of natural sites associated with Luruan worship, such as in the Hulak Forest between Cormia and the Dale Lands there is a shrine to Mialiki that is shared with Lurue, where the followers of either goddess may rest overnight to receive guidance in their dreams. Or in the hills overlooking the mining town of Leylon, there is a sacred grove of blue-leafed trees, which is known as the Place of the Unicorn, where those who are losing their faith may witness the goddess appear herself. As this grove only appears at night, many wizards theorize that it exists on another plane, accessible only through a hidden moon gate, being a portal that opens under moonlight. Whilst within High Forest, Stone Stand is an Uthgard ancestor bound, sacred to the Blue Bear and the Tree Ghost tribes, that is surrounded by ancient menhirs that predate its current use, some of which are inscribed with sacred signs of Lurue. Meanwhile, in the southern forest, the banks of the river known as the Unicorn Run are known to be frequented by frolicking young unicorns, while the source of the river is known as the Glade of Life, where it is forbidden to harm any animal, for it is known that many nature gods will visit there in beast form. Within Lurue, the banks of the river Rorvan are sacred for being the site of Mialiki's first meeting with the Unicorn Queen, especially the Moon Bridge, a magical, invisible bridge over the river at the heart of Silvery Moon, where many claim to have seen Lurue dance when no one else is watching. Every single copse of trees within Silvery Moon is considered sacred to the Mistress of Moonlight, but her priestesses centred their worship around Mialiki's glade and the glade known as Silver Glen. And finally, though its location is lost to time, the pool of eternal silver, now purified from Malar's influence, serves as a holy grail to Luruan explorers who follow ancient hoofprints and creek beds upstream, hoping to rediscover the lost pool of radiance. In my world, when the gods abandoned the world for their celestial havens, safe from the ravages of the divine spell plague, from god-killing weapons, and from shadow creatures that predate upon the gods themselves, their retreat may have been as disorganized as it was sudden. For left behind, like forgotten trinkets, are a small scattering of divine beings, including at least 2 demigods of the northern forests. Gwairn Windstrom, the god of rangers, slumbered within his sacred glade until his entreated awakening at the hands of the Fae, who summoned him to unite their courts and to lead them in battle to drive back the industrial encroach of humans upon their sylvan enclaves, raising an industry of war to reclaim the wild balance in a world bereft of his once found family. The master tracker stoically squared his jaw as he abandoned childish things, saying goodbye to moonlit dance and to laughter, as he became the wartime tyrant that the Fae had asked for, to heal the natural world of the human scourge. But in dreams, long before he awakens to his war factory, the Fae King remembers silver waters of times long past, and he feels a presence calling out to him from the source of glowing streams. Placing his mighty stag helm upon his head and hefting his flaming blade over his shoulder, he paces the wilderness to remember that he may forget, whilst unseen to his ranger's eyes, the shy and scared, lonely unicorn calls out to her brother from beside silver pools to offer him a shoulder for comfort and for joyous ride, so that as his steed, as she was once for her queen, she might transport him to places where the living beauty of the world may yet awaken, a place within him, a place of healing, such that war and the darkness it brings need not be the end to their benighted tale. Luruans sing the following truths to the night sky. The unicorn represents hope for the hopeless, joy for the forlorn, salvation for the forsaken, and protection for the needy. Life is made to be lived and to be savoured, full of joy and laughter. The most precious gifts are given upon a whim, and the most memorable quests begin as a dare. Impossible tasks are wondrous opportunities, as the dream of their achievement justifies the pursuit. All beings are unique, and all deserve to feel praise and comfort for their uniqueness. Wickedness is powerless before a quick wit and unrestrained joy. And finally, search for the unicorn and find your happiness within that pursuit.